Welcome to ProjectME, the podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany Carter, the founder of ProjectME, multimillionaire entrepreneur, former TV newscaster, money-making expert, female empowerment speaker, and self-proclaimed office supply addict. My mission is to take the mystery out of making big money. Every week on ProjectME, the podcast, I'll share success tips, strategies, and stories from other entrepreneurs, experts, and millionaires, showing you exactly how you can achieve your most exceptional life. Now let's get to it. Exciting announcement for all of my listeners. I've officially opened my exclusive group, the ProjectME Passive Income Posse, to the public. This group is by application only, so we can keep the group high vibe and spend our time, energy, and expertise only helping those of you who truly want massive success and impact. You get live weekly trainings from me, special guest coaches, and direct access to me and my business partner for all of your questions. To learn more and apply, go to projectmewithtiffany.com, click on Work With Me, and select ProjectME Posse. And of course, any questions, feel free to DM me at ProjectME with Tiffany. Welcome to the podcast and posse, ProjectME with Tiffany Carter. I'm your host, Tiffany, and let's start today with how you can start a business when you have limited funds. I can't even tell you how many times I've had people say to me, I want to do this. I want to start this business. I want to be a coach. I want to join this network marketing company, but I don't have the money to do it. Well, first of all, let's stop telling that lie today. And it's like, well, Tiffany, what do you mean? That's not a lie. If you looked at my bank account, girl, I have $10 in there, or I'm in debt. You have no idea, blah, 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 blah. It is a freaking lie, because today, more than ever before, you can start a business with almost no freaking money. You can start a website where all you need to do is pay to have, your URL hosted, and it's minimal amounts of money. I mean, you don't have to do like the GoDaddies of the world. There are other companies that are lesser known that would even charge you $5 a month or even less for web hosting. You don't have to use these bigger platforms. You can always transition to that later. There are custom templates that, they're basic. No, is it going to be the exact one you want? No, and no one cares. And you can start with using those. It costs no money for any of the social media channels, by the way. And all social media channels really are, especially Facebook and Instagram, all they really are, you guys, are micro websites. They're like micro blogs. So even if you don't have a website and you don't want to pay for a URL yet or reserve your URL, like you're really claiming you don't even have, $5 extra a month. Okay, then don't do that. You run the risk of someone snagging it. But don't do that. Then just start your Facebook and Instagram, and that's your main website for now. And start building your audience, work with the people, build a following. That does not cost any money at all. Did you guys know that the reason why in just over a year, I went from 0 to almost 20,000 followers on Instagram, not to mention the thousands and thousands I have on all my other platforms? I started at 0, and I'm an introvert. I have one living relative. I don't even remember the names of most of my neighbors. It's not like I had tons of people to go to and was like, follow me. I'm not like Miss Social Butterfly all over the place. I didn't have some other account that had a shit ton of people on it to transfer over. So I took a solid, I would say 5 or 6 months just building my following. Predominantly, I focused on Instagram because that's my preferred platform, but I was also building Facebook as well. But just concentrated on building and nurturing my audience without selling a damn thing, without selling anything. because that's also how you build the most rapport and trust with people is you pour in and you give and give. That doesn't mean I was doing like free coaching calls or anything like that, but I was offering great, amazing free content, entertaining stuff, empowering stuff, really learning and understanding, how Instagram worked and all the tricks and tips and all the stuff, and getting really creative and having fun with it. That did not cost me any money. So stop telling yourself that lie. And if you're like, well, I need a logo. Well, guess what? I also had that crazy story, which is really funny. I mean, even though I had 10 years of experience as an entrepreneur prior to starting ProjectME, I was like, well, I can't start my Instagram or Facebook for ProjectME because I don't have a logo. Dying hysterical. That was just me being in fear. There's apps like Canva, the free version where you can create a logo. So I don't really want to hear about it. And you don't really even have to have a logo. If you really feel you need a logo, then go create it on Canva for free. And it's not like you have to be a graphic designer to do it. There's plenty of other different platforms. Just Google the free platforms and use the free version of things for now. So let's stop telling ourselves that bullshit. Now, you want to start going to the next level. You want, now you want to, you're at a stage, okay, I've already built some of my audience, Tiffany. I need to start, mama needs to make cash. And let's say you're into coaching, or you're doing a network marketing company or something like that. Like you're on my team doTERRA, okay? I always tell people it's important to have a website. It doesn't need to be elaborate. It just needs to be clean and professional looking and on brand. It can be a free template. It doesn't matter. It makes people feel more safe and comfortable. It legitimizes you. It's not like all of a sudden you're going to have thousands of people just organically finding you from Googling on your website. It's more about, it's like an online business card. It's saying you're official. It just, people like knowing you have a website. It's professional. And so go to that stage and spend $5 a month, at a minimum, in order to reserve your URL and have your website hosted. And if you don't have the cash, then it's called DIY time. So either you have a cousin or a friend who might be like better with tech stuff than you, that you ask for help, or you do a trade, like in exchange for you helping me build this, I will help you with something that you're not good at. Now, maybe you're like, God, my cousin who's, my cousin or friend who I know could help me, I don't feel I have anything to offer them. Bullshit. Everyone eats. And why don't you offer to cook for them, to cook several meals a week for them, or whatever you feel a good value exchange is. Listen, I hate cooking. Those of you who are longtime listeners and you follow me on ProjectME with Tiffany on Instagram and Facebook, you guys know I hate cooking. I make no bones about it. Once in a while, I get a wild hair up my ass and I think I'm Martha Stewart and I make like tacos or like protein muffins. Like, oh, and I will make eggs and salads. Like, but that doesn't really count. Like, I still have to Google. Like, if I make like a side, like sweet potatoes, I will have to Google like how to bake a sweet potato. Like, it's not like I have the shit memorized. But if I was in a position like going back in time, back when I made, 17 grand a year, and I needed someone to do something for me, and I was like, stuck going, God, what could I do for them that's of value? Well, everyone eats. So I could meal prep and they would have like five dinners a week for me. And it doesn't have to be some elaborate meal. You can cook people, chicken and pasta. There's stuff that you can cook for people that's not going to cost you much money and you have to eat anyway. So I don't want to hear that you don't have the money to start your business. You just need to be creative. So first, stop that thought process of, I don't have the money. Well, now your brain can't go anywhere. It's like stop, like a brick wall is there. How about this? How can I get this to happen? How can I get the funds, or how can I get this to happen? You don't necessarily need money to happen. Like I said, you can do it in trade. I've had private clients who've wanted to work with me, and in order for them to have the excess funds to work with me, they went and painted the interior of their neighbor's house in order to get money. Were they a professional painter? No, but they had a good attention to detail. And if anyone's ever painted a room, it's like mind numbing. And so she painted their interior of their house in exchange for the extra money that she needed to work with me. So you have to get resourceful, but you can't open up that creativity in your brain to think outside the box if you're keep saying to yourself, I don't have time, I don't have money, I don't have energy, I don't have the smarts, I don't have the credentials. Your brain just hits a brick wall. It doesn't go anywhere. So I need you to be more expansive, right? What can I do to have this happen? What can I do to blank? What can I do to get the website built? What can I do to get this logo I really want? What can I do? And start brainstorming. And, when you're driving, you're in the shower, ideas will start coming to you. And if you still aren't coming up with enough ideas, well, then DM me and ask me. And now you really don't have an excuse, right? Maybe you have a friend you can ask. You certainly can DM me and ask me. So I don't want to hear that you're telling yourself some other lie now of, well, I just don't know what I can do. Nothing seems to work. Well, I just took that away. I spend 2 hours every day in my DMs. So now you can DM me and ask me that. But I'm going to give you some more ideas today just to get you guys going, because I want you to get out of this spot, whichever part you're in your business. And P.S., even where I'm at in my business, or the clients that I coach that are established entrepreneurs. So I do business and mindset coaching for new entrepreneurs, and I also do it for established entrepreneurs. It's very different types of coaching, right, for those people. And even my established entrepreneurs, they now want to go to a next level. Maybe they're at 6 figures. Now they want to go to multiple 6 figures, or maybe they're at multiple 6 figures and they want to go to 7 figures. You have to invest not just your time, your energy, but you have to also invest hard dollars in order to grow to the next level. Period. End of story. Has to happen. And that can be really scary for people who even are making the money, because they don't want to part with the money because they've worked so hard for it. It makes them feel safe. It can be scary. So I even have conversations with them, and it's like, all right, well, what can you do to bring in an influx of cash that you need to raise that capital, to get to where you want to go, whether you're new or established. So here's some things that I've done and I've advised other clients to do, and you have to see what feels right to you. I have used and still use low interest credit cards. I am not someone who makes a minimum payment on my credit cards anymore. But back in the day when mama was, broke as a joke, okay, I was strategic and utilized credit cards as though it was like a loan from the bank. So I was responsibly using credit cards. I wasn't buying Louis Vuitton bags and stuff like that with it. I was responsibly using credit cards and making the minimum payment, knowing that what I was making that investment on was going to help me make more money, and then I could pay off my cards quickly. Okay, so I'm not sitting here saying accumulate a ton of debt, but this is how credit cards are actually intended to be used. They're instant loans. That's what they are. That's why the interest on credit cards is much, higher than at a bank, because it is an instant loan. That's why you have to apply for a credit card. So I'd say strategic use of credit cards. Number 2 is you guys can find money by saving money. Do you know how many people, just by doing a 90-minute intensive strategy session with me, get off there and end up going, holy shit, I'm like $5,000 richer just from this conversation, because we found them money. And what I mean by that is when you save money, you make money. Like, you guys, Molly's going to bark, I can tell. Just FYI. She's like, when I get all fired up, then she gets fired up. Yes, I see you, Grumble Face. Who has like the craziest names for their dogs, by the way? Like, I call her Birdie. Birdie, Bird, Grumble Face, Fart Face, Grumbleina, Miss Molly. Do you guys have like crazy names for your pets? I don't know why it makes me laugh. I just like love having nicknames for like everyone I love. It makes me so happy. What the hell are we even talking about? All right. So yeah, I was talking about, was I talking about credit cards? I don't know. Anyway, you can do a lot of great things in order to get those funds. So you can do strategic playing with credit cards. You can do things in trade. Like I said, you can paint someone's house. You can cook for them. You can clean their house. You can watch their kids. That's huge for people. You can walk their dogs. You can go on sites like Rover and actually sit for dogs. And I know someone that, because they work from home, a couple days a week, those couple days a week, they have like 4 dogs on those days a week, and they're bringing in several hundred extra dollars a week just from doing that. And they're not having to do much other than walk them, feed them, and be around. So there is a lot of stuff you can do. Also, you guys can sell shit. I did this. You have so much stuff already that you can sell, whether it's furniture, it's clothes that you're never going to wear, shoes, as long as, they're not broke down. But even if they're broke down, you guys, I had a garage sale. I remember this. I had a garage sale when I lived by the beach. It was a long time ago, but I had a yard sale in the front of my apartment building, and I didn't put an ad in the paper. I just posted handmade signs at a couple main points at different roads. And I got permission from the landlord to do it in front of my apartment building. People bought, I'm talking, I had workout tank tops that had sweat stains. People bought that shit for $1. It's I was shocked. I had some pots and pans that were low end shit. This is a long time ago. Low end stuff that were were kind of burned and brown. People bought that shit. I made almost $1,000 from the stuff I sold, and I didn't even have one piece of furniture out there. You can have a freaking yard sale. You can have a garage sale. You can sell shit on Craigslist. You can sell nicer stuff on Poshmark. You can buy stuff and resell it. You can ask neighbors, friends, family members if they have anything they're willing to donate to you, because what you're going to do, and you can tell them what you're going to do, that you're going to go and in turn sell it. You're going to in turn sell it because you're raising money for your company. And is there anything that they're willing to donate from their stuff? And have them donate to you versus donating it to a charity or have it just sitting around. And because you're telling them what you're doing with it, and someone wants to support you, you never know. Someone might even say, you might have Aunt Sally might be oh, well, I would love to help you out. I would even give you a few $100s too. You never know what can happen when people see that you are really putting in the work and the creativity to earn the money. You're not just sitting there for a handout. Molly totally agrees. I'm looking outside my window right now, and we have this gorgeous backyard, and it's expensive to have gardeners come and take care of it. If I had someone come up and I felt confident in their skill set, and they were offering to trim our trees and mow our grass, and I felt confident that they knew what they were doing and they were going to undercut our gardeners and I was going to save some money, absolutely I would do it. But you guys have to ask. You have to get creative first. Stop thinking that you don't have the money, and then ask. If someone right now asked me, Tiffany, do you have anything you'd be willing to donate to me that I'm going to resell it? And this is how I'm raising capital to start my own business. I would be so impressed. And even though I'm really good about donating, so I don't have too much extra stuff, we always have stuff to find, right? And so I would for sure put something together for that person, just because people like seeing someone who's going after their dreams and they're not looking for a handout. So I gave you guys quite a few ideas. I don't want to hear the story anymore. You all have access to the same amount of funds. All of you do, as long as you think and believe you do, and you believe in your dream enough. We all have the same amount of access to funds, meaning outside funds. We all do. Some of us have a rich husband, or some of us have, like I have another company that was my main investor for ProjectME, but I had to build that up. No one gave me $1 to start my first company. No one gave me $1 to start this company. It's my first company that funded this company. But you better believe I wasn't going on, elaborate vacations I go on now. Even though everyone was wearing, you guys remember True Religion jeans? Like those were like $300 fucking dollars. People were wearing like 7 jeans, True Religion jeans. I didn't have one pair, to the point where my good girlfriend at the time, two of my girlfriends, at the time, pooled money together for a birthday present and bought me a pair of damn 7 jeans, because they couldn't handle the fact that I was wearing some like God only knows jeans from Target or something, because I didn't give a fuck. And I think I even still have that pair of jeans. First off, they fit, so yay me. Second off, it's kind of a reminder, like, that shit's not really that important. What's important is investing in yourself, and all the other stuff can wait. And look, now, no one buys jeans now that are $300. And if you do, you're an idiot. No offense, but I mean, that was like a thing, to buy really expensive jeans, and if they had holes in them, they're even more expensive. It's like, no one does that now. Like, I don't ever ask someone, oh, what brand of jeans are those? I don't know. Maybe I'm out of touch. All right. Love you guys. Wishing you great health, wealth, and worth as always. Talk to you soon. If you enjoyed this podcast, please write a 5-star review on iTunes. Not only will this make me super happy, but it will allow more listeners to find our special show. Simply help me help others.